Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a little different from anything I've done in the past. The people at Lifegard Aquatics were nice enough to send me some things. These are the same people who created these really cool slanted tanks that I bought a while back. They were kind enough to send me some products to test out, 2 lights and a tank, and so I've had them for probably about 2 months now, and thought that was long enough to get a good feel for them, and now do a full review of them and let you know my honest opinion of how they worked out for me. Okay, so the first of the products I'm gonna show is this cool light that they sent me. It's a planted tank light. As you can see, it has a wide spectrum of colors, and there's green in it, which you don't see in very many lights these days. It's plenty bright. I actually turned off the air pumps so you can hear me better. But the brightness, I've been having to pull floating plants off because they've just been completely taking over. And still have the other plants though. Even through all of these floating plants, the lights have been able to penetrate. And as you can see, it's kind of a mess. I need to trim this, but I wanted to just see how well it would grow. This is just like a sand tank. I don't even use fertilizers in here. I wanted to just have, it's remineralized RO water because I have a lot of shrimp in here also. But I don't add any fertilizers, no root tabs, no special soil. I wanted to just test how the light worked. And as you can see, it's been working great. So I was really impressed with that. I even have it over here with this tank too, just one light, getting 2 tanks. And yeah, the one complaint I have is the legs on these. It's like this little plastic kind of thing. I would have preferred, you'll see later with the other light that has better legs. And I saw this same light when I was in Vegas, except for it had the different legs that were much better. So I don't know if this is an older model or what, but yeah, the legs are the only complaint I have. Everything else about this is great. It even has these little things if you wanted to suspend it, you know, loop a string through and hang the light. Over here's another angle so you can just see the plant growth that's just completely taken off in this tank. And again, you know, it's just the light, no fertilizers, nothing. So I am quite pleased with this. Seems to be a great light. It doesn't overheat or get hot. It's also got, you can just turn on the blue if you want like a nighttime kind of effect. And also you can turn the night one on while the day one's on if you want to get a full spectrum of all the different lights. And the housing of the light overall seems to be really good quality. I've accidentally gotten it wet before. No LEDs have gone out on me, which is a big complaint I have with the cheaper lights. If you accidentally drop it in a little bit, they'll burn out. I have not had that issue with these. Seems like a very overall good quality product. And again, if I could just change one thing, it would be these legs, but apparently they have, because I've seen models of this with the better legs that protrude out here, and you can put on a longer tank with that. Alright, so here is the second thing they sent me. This is a 5-gallon, or I think technically 4.6 gallon or something like that, tank. Now this came with everything here except for the light and obviously the fish and stuff in here. It's a pretty neat little design. You have the filtration in the back. You got like sponge here, then you got bio balls, and then a little pump that pulls everything through and comes out here. Now the pump doesn't seem to be all that powerful. but you know, it gets the job done, as you can see. Which, I mean, I guess in a setup like this, you don't want a lot of flow, so it's probably how it should be. But other than that, the glass is low iron, which is really nice. It's a good view. I've been using this as a sort of a little quarantine tank right now, except for the guppies that we're quarantining in here keep breeding, so I guess now it's just a guppy tank with some plecos and a little guy in there. The plecos I'm going to be pulling out soon. Anyway, yeah, this tank, it's a pretty nice setup. It would actually be perfect for like a little betta tank. And I really like the filtration. They also have one that's like this, but the filtration is on the side, so if you wanted to go lengthwise, you know. But yeah, I like the setup like this because you get more viewing space this way. And you can have it facing forward. Other than that though, yeah, really nice tank. One of the features I like the most is obviously the filtration back here. You've got the different chambers and everything. And as I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the pump, but I mean, I guess it would be weird if it had a lot more power. I wish it was just something adjustable so you could change how much flow you want. Maybe there is a way to change it and I just haven't figured it out yet. Other than that though, yeah, pretty neat tank. Would be great for betta or a small little guppy kind of thing like this, or even shrimp would actually be a pretty good idea actually. Yeah, so now let's move on to the third thing. Alright, and here is the smaller light. And as you can see, it has different legs. These are the legs I was talking about that I prefer. Also, this light definitely is for a smaller tank. This is like a 2-foot tank, I believe. So it'd probably be better for something a little smaller because you can see it's like right at the edge. But it actually works great for me. So I was really impressed with this as well. And as I'd mentioned before, you know, my one big complaint with the other light, the larger one, was the legs. These metal ones work great though. And yeah, I haven't showed this tank before. And I removed the inhabitants because, well, that's not what this video is about. But it has, like in the other tank, the plant growth has gone great. I actually just the other day removed a ton of these floating plants because it was completely blocking the light. But actually not fully, because this is powerful enough of a light that when it was completely covered, you could still get light through to the plants below, which you can see are alive and well. And I've actually purposely been growing algae on this lava rock. It was a little too sharp, and so I didn't want it harming any of the inhabitants, so I let the algae grow all over it, and now I kind of just like it that way. I kind of want it to completely cover it with like a pillow. Anyway, yeah, the light, the spectrum is great. You got all the different colors. Growth has been ideal. I couldn't ask for more. And so yeah, I am very impressed with this light. And if these legs had been on the bigger one, I would have definitely preferred that. But as mentioned before also, the bigger light at the show I went to in Vegas had those legs, so I don't know if that's an older model or what. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully it gave you an insight on the lights and the products from Lifegard.